This is my updated top 10 best purchases you can make in GTA Online list. I made a video on this topic last year, but this year it's actually really different. My number one last year was the Cargo Bob, and that doesn't even make this year's list. So over the course of that year, GTA has changed a lot, and hopefully maybe if you're a new player, this video will help you out. Now this year I decided not to number them because it's really tough to number what is in my list. Also, if you have your own list or if you have your own best purchases, let us know in the comment section. Starting us off, we have two properties, and the first one is the CEO office. This may be the most essential property in GTA Online. It gives you access to so many different things. It gives you access to the CEO menu, which gives you a ton of stuff. You can call vehicles, you can go off the radar, you can do the CEO work. It also gives you a place that you can sleep at and spawn at. It gives you a place to store up to 60 vehicles, so you can add on the garages, which is nice. It also gives you an assistant, which you can get free snacks from, and she does some cool stuff. And it also allows you to do the two of the businesses in the game, the crate system and the import and export delivery system. Now the crate stuff, it's a decent way to make money, but it's not what we're going to be talking about. The other thing that goes off the CEO office that you need to own, or is a best purchase, is the vehicle warehouse. The vehicle warehouse allows you to do that import and export stuff, and that's such a fun business. It makes, I think, the second most amount of money per hour in the game, and it's super fun because you're driving supercars. So the CEO office combined with the vehicle warehouse is definitely up there as one of the best purchases you can make in online. The other property on my list is an MC clubhouse. Not to do any missions, not to do any of the businesses. It's really on my list for one simple reason. As an MC, or when you own a clubhouse, you can become an MC through the interaction menu the same way that you can become a CEO. But the difference, when you're an MC, you can call any of your bikes instantly right on the spot. And I cannot tell you how useful, how convenient that is. I pretty much only get around nowadays by my bike because it's just so much more convenient to go to my interaction menu, call it, have it instantly pop up, than to call my mechanic for him to tell me, oh, you're not on a road, so I gotta go walk to a road. And then he's like, oh, okay, sorry, we just delivered your car, you gotta wait 3 minutes. It's like, that's just so annoying. So with the clubhouse, I can call any of my bikes. And that is 100% worth owning the clubhouse. Now, going off of the CEO office and the clubhouse, two vehicles that are, I would almost say, essential for GTA Online. We have the Buzzard, and that ties in with the CEO office. And the reason the Buzzard is one of the best purchases still, despite it being one of the oldest vehicles in the game, it just has so many uses. As a CEO, you can actually call the Buzzard pretty much anywhere you are on the map instantly. Now there is a cooldown time, so you can't call it, back to back, but that feature is so nice to have, and it's free. So if you own a Buzzard, you can quickly become a CEO, call it, and then get away very quickly, instead of relying on Pegasus or any other vehicle delivery method. And not to mention that the Buzzard is very practical. Yeah, in today's day and age, it's not the best in terms of weaponry or even armor. Like, it'll go down to 1 RPG, and it's just got regular standard old homing missiles, but it's just an all-around good vehicle. You can use it in missions. It is fast, it is good, in terms of handling, so you can, if you're a decent enough pilot, dodge missiles. People, you have a friend sitting in the back shooting flares so you don't get shot down. There's just a lot of stuff you can actually do with the Buzzard. So that is why it's still on my best purchase list. And then the vehicle for the clubhouse that I would say is essential, the Oppressor. Now, it does kind of suck about the Oppressor. You do need to do the research in the bunker, and the bunker is not actually on this best purchase list. So if you want rockets on your Oppressor, you're going to have to go through that whole process, which is kind of a pain. Also, you are going to need an MOC or an Avenger to upgrade or to customize your Oppressor, so that's another thing you have to buy. But despite all of that, even without missiles, I would still love the Oppressor, because combining it with the Clubhouse MC feature of spawning vehicles wherever you are instantly, you can get around the map so freaking quick, because the Oppressor is a rocket-powered bike that can fly. or glide. So the buzzard, the CEO office, the clubhouse with the MC stuff, and the oppressor, those 4 things are probably some of the things I use the most in the game. Now, continuing down the list, I am going to put the MOC or the Avenger on here because they are probably the tankiest vehicles in the game, and they are required for a lot of the newer vehicles, so it's almost like something you need to have fun and to upgrade and to customize vehicles. So that's another reason. But they're not bad as vehicles themselves. The MOC isn't anything special because the cannons on it, they kind of suck. And to have friends back there, it's kind of hard to aim. But on the Avenger, the missiles are amazing, man. If you get someone on the missiles while you're flying around, you can absolutely destroy a lobby. But in addition to the missiles, the fact that you need these for the Mark II weapons, that's a huge bonus. That's a huge plus. And they're both relatively good vehicles to drive around in. The MOC cab by itself without the back on is really fast. And like I said, it's almost indestructible. So you don't need to worry about getting blown up in the game. And the Avenger's sort of the same way. Like, it's got the VTOL capabilities, which is awesome, but even when you're not in VTOL mode, it flies around very quickly, and it takes a bunch to blow it up. So both, or either the MOC or the Avenger is on my best purchase list. One thing I do just want to point out, with those vehicles, they're the exact same thing in terms of practicality. They do the exact same thing, so you only need one, but I have 2, and I love them. Next up, we have a helicopter. Now, personally, I love the Akula. The Akula is one of my favorite vehicles in GTA Online for the stealth feature or function. If you don't know, the Akula has this stealth function which allows you to not appear on the minimap. And it's just so nice to fly around, have fun, without your dot appearing on the minimap, so people don't come after you and they don't kill you. Like, if they don't know you're there, they're not gonna come after you. And it's just so nice. It's so refreshing to be in a lobby and have that feeling. Also, the fact that, you know, it hides bounties, it hides all of the global alerts that are in free roam when you're making money. The fact that you can kind of surprise people when you're in a PvP scenario. Like, if you're going after someone, they don't know where you are because you're not on the radar, and you can easily kill them. So the Akula is 100% on my best purchase list. However, I do want to put a little asterisk next to this because there is another helicopter that is almost as good, and that is the Hunter. Now, the Hunter, you are going to appear on the radar, but the Hunter has a little bit more firepower. And if you have a friend to control the gunner weapons, then you can absolutely destroy a lobby. I mean, the Hunter is so good in terms of offense, but like I said, that stealth feature really is what makes the Akula for me. Another best purchase, and this is somewhat of a broad topic, but armored vehicles. There's a lot you can go through. There's an Insurgent, the Duke of Death, the Armored Kuruma, the Night Shark, you know, the list goes on and on. But I would say owning one armored vehicle is essential for the game. Just because of how many weaponized vehicles are in the game, you definitely need some armor driving around. Now, each one has its own specific uses. You know, the Insurgent and the Night Shark, those really are for free roam because they are tanks. They take like 10 RPGs or 10 explosions to kill or to blow up. The Duke of Death and the Armored Kuruma, however, they aren't as good in terms of defense. Those really are good for NPCs because NPCs can't really shoot inside of those armored vehicles, but the Duke of Death takes 2 explosions to blow up and the Armored Kuruma only takes 1. So for free mode usage, those 2 aren't that great, but for NPCs and missions, those 2 are incredible. Another vehicle I'm putting on this list is the Vigilante, and the reason is because I've had some of the most fun in GTA Online when I'm using this vehicle. Yeah, it sucks that it only takes 1 RPG or 1 missile to blow up, which in today's day and age, with every freaking vehicle in the game having some sort of rocket or missile, you may die a lot in this vehicle. But there are 2 reasons why it's on my list. Number 1, the rockets are insane. If you hear that beeping noise, shoot your rocket, 100% pretty much you're killing someone. Unless they go behind a building really quickly and the rocket hits a building. The Vigilante's rockets don't miss, and if you're trying to kill someone, this is the best vehicle to do it in. And then the second reason is the fact that this thing's a tank almost in terms of plowing people out the way. With the rocket boost, you can just plow through cars, and it's just so much fun to get into a police chase and then rocket boost into a police car and see it go flying. So the Vigilante is definitely one of the best purchases I've made over the course of the last year. Then we have a supercar. Now this one's sort of down on my list because I don't really ever use supercars, unfortunately, nowadays in online, because like I was saying, it's basically a war zone. So you almost have to start using military vehicles or armored vehicles if you don't want to constantly blow up. But one of my favorite supercars is the XA21. And the reason is because it's one of the most well-rounded supercars. I believe it's like top 3 or top 5 in terms of lap times. It's one of the best drag racing supercars. It's got good acceleration. The handling's fantastic. The traction's good. The top speed's good. And one of my favorite categories, the customization is amazing for a supercar. So if you're looking for a supercar for basically every aspect, the XA21 is one of, if not the best supercar that you could own. And then the final best purchase on my list for GTA Online, we have Mark II upgrades for the weapons. And I know that's another sort of broad topic, but 3 are essential. Number 1, the heavy sniper with explosive rounds. I know people don't like them, and I don't really like them either, but if they're in the game, you have to use them. And I mean, for the most part, it'll 1 or 2 shot everyone's personal vehicle, unless they're armored. It'll blow up people instantly. And overall, they're just very, very good for PvP usage. Another Mark II upgrade is the revolver. Now this one, you have a few options. You have the hollow point rounds, and then you have the incendiary rounds. The incendiary rounds are actually what I have, and those are amazing for NPCs because it will 100% light them on fire, which kills them. And the hollow point rounds can pretty much one-shot someone in PvP modes. So at least if you're within like 30 or 50 feet or something like that. So the revolver Mark II is amazing as well. And then the weapon I use the most when I'm actually dealing with NPCs, at least a lot of them, the Combat MG Mark II. It's not the most powerful. I don't believe it holds the most bullets, but there's just something about it. This is the weapon that actually got me through the Act 3 finale of the Doomsday Heist. You just spray and pray. The people get knocked down, which means you can take them out easier, and it's one of my most used Mark II weapons. So those 3 I would say, but really all of the Mark II weapons are really good. But that is my list of the top 10 best purchases in GTA Online. Like I said, I'm sure I did miss something, and if I did, let me know in the comment section. But thank you all. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.